And welcome, we're back again. I'm so happy that you come and join me for the second course, and we're going to cover as much as we can all about doing teardrop strokes and one stroke leaves. So today I'm going to show you how to utilize some new pages, and also I want to share with you quickly is if you don't have cardstock, some people like to use cardstock, it's a little thicker, but I've got just some gray printing paper here, and sometimes we can get a big pack of that a lot cheaper. And I'm telling you, in the beginning, if you're just playing around and practicing, buy whatever you can that's cheap. Even a cardboard cereal box, cut it up and open it up and practice on the cardboard. I mean, anything that you can find to practice on, as long as you have brushes and paint, you're ready to go. So try to be open-minded when you're practicing, and keep in mind that when you start practicing on different surfaces, not everybody likes to just paint on canvases. They want to paint on other things, and definitely when you paint on glass or whether you're painting on fabric, there's lots of different tricks because they're totally opposite on the spectrum of how that paint is going to get absorbed into that product. So again, practice on as many different mediums as possible. Primarily, I do suggest that you guys throw your worksheet, print out this PDF, and put everything in little plastic 3-hole sleeves and get yourself a nice little binder, and you can even paint on the cover of your binder, okay? And make it your own little practice binder, and whenever you need to remind yourself of these strokes, you can come back and do a couple strokes on the plastic, wipe them off, and then you can go right onto your project and start painting. So it's very convenient for you to use, and you can print them out yourself, or if you don't have a printer or you only have black and white, I highly suggest you send them to a printing company, because it's really only like $1 a sheet or something like that, and they're going to be really nice colors for you. And so maybe your printer is lower quality, or you don't have one, like I said, then you can always email any company. They'll let you email you the PDF and they'll print it for you. Okay, so back to what to practice on. Also, I wanted to share with you, you can see maybe a little bit, there's not much of a label on this one. This is Artist Loft, and what this is an actual my brush fell, canvas paper. And you can, when you go to finish your practice, and sometimes I give you little assignments at the end of each course to try to put it all together in a nice little design, you can always do that on here and keep them in here, and then that way, if you want to get some ideas to remind yourself of when you start doing projects, you can just flip through this little book and keep all your nice ones, and then you're also able to start practicing on a canvas, so you'll feel what it's like to practice on a canvas. Okay, so those are really handy to do too, and they're very they're very small. They tuck away, and you won't have a collection of canvases that you've got that you're not proud enough to give away, but you want to learn on canvas. So this will be your next step, to grab yourself one of these little pads. If you're in the States, Hobby Lobby. Here in Canada, we have Michael's or Curry's Art Supply. Michael's will have all our folk art paints. They don't have the brushes though, so if you're in Canada, you'll have to order the brushes through me. If you're in the States, you can always go through Donna Dewberry. You know that I am certified one-stroke instructor through her on levels 1 and 2, and I also do oils, and I'm in the beginning of starting the drawing as well. So I'll be able to teach you how to draw out your design and then paint it with all these tricks that I'm going to teach you through this program. So I've got a lot coming, and thank you so much for this little extra time there to get you started. And we're going to get the paint out today. And what I'm going to do, because the videos are quite long, and I know that sometimes you only want to focus on certain things, so I am going to actually shorten the video a little bit by separating them. So you're going to have 3 different links in your PDF to click on, so that this part will only be in one section, and then you'll have to click on the next part to do the next part. Okay, so this is going to be just practice only, and then I'm also going to add a third part where we're going to put this together and we're going to add some leaves, and we're going to show you a couple different color combinations. So that's really exciting. I'm going to show you a little bit later, and but we're going to focus on getting you started, because you've never done this before, or you just want to learn more tricks about gradient, because there is a lot of variables about how it's going to look depending on how dark or light that you make your painting. So you can see through my couple of my practice ones that you have on the PDF, the gradient is a lot darker here than it is here, and it's about half and half here, right? So I want you to be able to practice gradient as well as stroke work, and this particular sheet here is going to help you start and stop anywhere and I'm going to tell you where to start and stop, and so this way it'll focus you on where should I start and stop for these leaves. I'm going to show you live a little later when I get the paint on the palette how we can utilize this even more. Okay, so I just wanted to give you something quick that you could have to look at, and then lots of area here for you to practice on your own. So you can get some smaller brushes out there. If you're a nail artist, you can definitely get a number 6 over here and practice some small ones, and then you can get your big 3/4 brush and your 12s and all the different size brushes that we have in between to practice in these lines. Okay, so I'm going to show you that. So quickly, I'm just going to go through the PDF with you and show you a bit more what I've got in there. Okay, so again, I always encourage you to watch the whole video before you start your practice. Okay, so then that way if there's any little tricks or tips that I showed you later and you could have used it earlier, then definitely go for it, start utilizing. So one of the sheets that I have for you is going to be getting you started on the stroke. Okay, so we have here your start and stop here, and the direction that you're going to be going with all the arrows, so that you can put definitely in the plastic, or you can put some wax paper over your design to practice over it, and then just throw these away when you are done fooling around. Okay, so I want you to learn how to stretch that stroke out as much as you can, and we're just concentrating on one direction. If you're right-handed, this is going to be your easy direction. If you're left-handed, please contact me and I will send you some reverse practice sheets, and you will be able to start in a left-handed motion a lot easier. But later on, I'm going to encourage you to start painting in both directions. So it is a little bit different for a lefty. There is a few of us out there. My mom's one, my husband's one. So I'm always considering left-handed people, and through the years I've learned how to be a little ambidextrous. I can't say the word, but I can do it. So basically this is what we're going to do to get you started. Okay, then in the next page we start to learn direction. Okay, so you can see all my little arrows, just in case it's not clear for you, that you don't know where I started or stopped. Definitely, starting at one direction and peeking out. So this is always going to be the base of your leaf, and this is always going to be the tip of your leaf. Also, I want you to push yourself. I want you to be able to start your leaf really wispy at the top and work your way down. So we're going to learn how to do this one stroke leaf in different directions, because this is going to help you later on with all these other projects that I have to really advance yourself. So in the beginning, baby steps. We're going to start at the bottom and work our way out. Okay, so after you've done these a million times and I want to see sheets, please email me your worksheets and I can help you and give you suggestions just by your pictures. Okay, and then also, I'm going to have an option where you can meet with me anytime through the program. All the 12 courses that are available, you can meet me for an hour on Zoom Live, and we can meet one-on-one. And then these recordings that we meet one-on-one, I'm also going to send you to, so you can keep them as references as well for those extra questions that you might have. Okay, and again I give you more. Okay, this is something that you can work on right on top of my worksheets, and then also I encourage you to practice on the side without them. Okay, so here are the some more open, lots of space here for you to practice in the lines like I was talking about. And again, I've also added a page here where this is actually all the different brush sizes. So if you want to be a little tiny painter with for jewelry boxes or earrings or necklace pendants or whatever you're making, and you're going to do a variety of art styles, definitely, you know, it's good to practice with all these different brush sizes, and then it gives you an idea. And then you can also see through my different ones, different, like some are darker, some are lighter, and that's okay. With leaves, they're always going to be different, and I encourage you to try to make different gradients when you're doing it. Okay, so here's where I show you how to do the stems. You're going to learn how to wisp it out into it, and you can see the direction that my start point is, as I'm using the light at the bottom and the dark at the top, and then I'm pushing out. And you can only end it about 2/3 in. Okay, don't go all the way to the tip because it doesn't look real. It's nice when you just kind of stop it right about 2/3 in. Okay, and then I'm going to show you a quick little you know, how to do some ferns with that one stroke leaf, and how to flip it over and make it look really pretty. Add some extra white to the tips, and that'll be all in that video on the one stroke leaf that I'm going to send you separately, actually, because sometimes the intros take a little bit of time too, and once you've listened to me already with the intro, you don't want to hear me again. So I'm going to stop the video, and I'm going to get everything out I need about for the paints and the brushes, and we're going to get started in the next video. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing here, and you can see that I got my wax paper here, and we've got everything we need. And also, actually, before I let you go, I may as well quickly show you about some paints, so then you can consider that. And then, like I said, when you're ready to go ahead and practice, you can go ahead and click on that next link. We'll take you right into the practice part. Okay, so here I have actually 8 colors of green. Okay, a lot of them are multi-surface, but there's a few shades that are only available in the acrylic, and depending on what you're painting, sometimes I will spray a urethane spray sealer over my project to give it more outdoor worthiness. Just gives it a little extra protection. I want you to not worry if you have to use the acrylic. If you're going to spray it and seal it, then, you know, no problem. You can throw in a little bit of the acrylic paint, you know, in with your multi-surface. So you can use these together if you really, really want this color. So if it's not really clear for you and you can't see the labels, I just want to tell you that we have a sap green, there's a lime green, this one's called citrus green, there's a clover, and a yellow citron, I do believe, is available in the multi-surface as well. Then we have a classic green, and the thicket, and the fresh foliage. So there's a lot of different greens that are available that you can buy separately, and there might even be a couple more that I don't even have. But just know that if you feel like you have 2 colors together, and I always like using the darkest one possible, so I'm going to either pick the thicket and the sap for my darkest, and then I will use the lightest I can get, which would be the yellow citron, which is really pretty, and or the lime green is another one of my favorite choices. Okay, so sometimes you want to bump up your design and make it look a little bit different, so you want some a little bit brighter than others. You can definitely add a little bit more white into any of these colors to lighten them up. And then also you could always add a little bit more strong yellow in there if you want to warm it up a little bit more. Okay? If you want to actually deepen it up a little bit more in a different direction, you can always add blues, and actually I like even adding a little bit of magenta into my thicket, or sap green, and it'll give you a nice, really looking different color dimension as well. So in the very last one, we're going to play with all of these little options and varieties. And so again, when you are ready to put it all together, you click on the last link that'll be available for you, and it'll be called Putting It All Together. Okay, so I hope you enjoy the little intro, and you're going to have fun, and I'd love to hear how you're doing, and please send me your homework. Okay, so again, I'm going to stop the video now, and then you can click on the next one to get started.